time in YouTube, and welcome back to TCGO Battles. I know it's been a while, but today we are finally getting back into this. We are taking on what appears to be like our biggest rival for TCGO Battles, barring maybe Cleffa, and that is Primal Lugia. He has decided to come back for one more match. We are going to be using the Gardevoir post-rotation deck today. I believe it's Calyx? I just gotta double check with him. Just gotta double check. I think it is. Alright, there we go. Beautiful it is. It is what it is. Now we are going to be using the post-rotation Gardevoir deck. I know you guys have seen a lot of Gardevoir the last little bit. But I wanted to get this battle out. And Gardevoir is probably my most consistent right now out of the post-rotation decks. I have a lot of decks coming for you, but I don't like using a deck I have not showcased to you guys prior to a battle. It's just not right. So we are going to be using Gardevoir. I don't know what he's going to be using. It looks like it's going to be somewhat steel deck related. So we are going to have a bit of a problem. My opponent is using a Lucario coin. Very interesting coin. I think that one is... I don't know where it's from. Anyway, we are going to be playing first, which is absolutely... This hand is not going to do us very well. It's imperative that we do it, but you know what? I got Tapu Lele up in the front already. I will be going for a second one here. This will get me my bridge at turn 1. I could drop a Fairy Energy down on this guy. I can't go for an Alolan Vulpix play, but we do see the Talonflame in the active, in my opponent's active position. And let us just start off by going with a Ultra Ball. We are going to go into Sycamore and the Ultra Ball because I do want to keep both of my N and Sycamore in hand just in case. I do see a lot of good stuff still in here. I'm just double checking all sorts of revenues here. It has been a while since I've played this deck. So I got to keep that in mind as well. I do see the Bridget, which is a huge thing. We're going to double up on Tapu Lele right now. Drop that down. And we will just get our Bridget. Boom. And we will go in for a play here. I want to get Remoraid and everything down. We've got the Remoraid, Rolts, and Vulpix. This way... Oh yes, I can say that as well. Nope, wrong button. I have not actually said that to him as well. So, we can just go like that. Now, I really just want to drop an energy down onto my Rolts. I can end next turn, I can Sycamore next turn, I can do a whole lot of things next turn, which can get me into a better position than what I'm already in, but I have a nice board position for turn 1, barring the fact that I do have a Tapu Lele up in the front. Now I do want to get to this Riolu ASAP, because I know he is currently playing, well, just based on the way it's playing out, it looks like he's playing the Riolu, or sorry, the standalone Lucario deck. So I want to make sure I can get these guys before they evolve. And I don't want to let him set up in front of me. So if I can get the Riolu early, that is a good thing. He has no energy drop. He has already attacked. I've taken 40. So he's just looking for 2 cards. My best play right now is to end. This will stop this all in its tracks. It's a great way for me to go. I can't obviously get to it without a Guzma. But I can easily try and set up this turn, try and get all sorts of things done. I'm going to end. That rare candy doesn't mean too much to me right now. And we are going to get not really what I'm wanting. I have a fantastic next turn. But I am going to just go for my Alolan Vulpix play here. It is really all I can do. If he decides to rotate to end our hands, it's fine. But it is what it is. I'm going to Beacon here. This will get me Octillery and Kirlia. Those are the 2 cards I want. I have Skyla, so if I can, I will go for a Rare Candy next turn instead of going for the Riolu. Now, he may have gotten a Lucario out of this hand, so it was very devastating to use an N here, but he did have the opportunity to go for those cards with the Aero Blitz, so I don't want to have that same mistake happen again. So he's going to go for an Evisoda. He does go into the Lucario, and he does have that the new bodybuilding dumbbells, which gives him 40 additional HP, putting up to a decent 150. He has that energy drop onto him. He does need a second energy in order to attack, though. He is going for my Rolts, and that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate, because he does have super effective against me, and there's not much I can do against that. He just goes for Vacuum Wave. I'm actually going to survive? It does not hit for weakness or resistance. Alright, so I can get in here now. I can get in here now. Okay, so we drop this down. And I just really want Sycamore. I need a lot of energy to kind of get this damage off. He can still do quite a bit to me. We're just going to Sycamore here. I am going to be losing out on a Guzma play, but that is unfortunate how it is. We are playing post-rotation. Okay, so this actually worked out in my favor. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I will be able to knock out this Lucario ASAP here with the ability to go for Secret Springs. We're going to go for this. Boom. This really helped me out a lot here. We are just going to drop a Floatstone down. We are going to get a second Ralts going. And I can just go for 2 more cards, kind of just hoping for the best. And we do get another Gardevoir, so if I can manage to get a rare candy on the following turn, that's actually pretty good. But we are going to go for that Infinite Force. This will knock out this good old Lucario, actually just literally right at that point. And all he's got left is that Talonflame, which isn't that great right now. We are looking at a pretty fast battle here. Gardevoir does speed up pretty quickly, but he will need to go for some sort of miraculous play here with his Tapu Lele play. He needs to draw something. Now, an N will not stop me anymore with the Octillery. He can go for... If he goes for a Sycamore, he'll be getting himself a lot more cards. He can potentially get into more Riolus, get into a lot of opportunities. He just goes for an N. Again, doesn't really stop me too much, and it actually revamps my hand a lot. But he does drop a Tapu Lele energy. Sorry, he plays a Steel energy down onto Tapu Lele. This gives it the opportunity to retreat or potentially attack on the following turn. But I do get a Guzma, which is absolutely insane right now. My hand is just going off. We are going to see 3 cards hit the deck once more, and he probably is just going for an Arrow Blitz. Flowstone down onto a free retreat Pokemon. That's not a good thing to see. I'm alright with it, because it don't matter to me. I think he just realized what he did. So I'm going to take 40 down onto this onto my Gardevoir. Not a big problem at all here. And we will probably be Guzmaing up this guy here. We'll just go into the Octillery, retreat back out. But that is our objective, to try and get ahead in this matchup. I don't want this Tapu Lele having the opportunity to set up on me. It can do a little bit of damage. And we can also take care of the Riolus as they come in as well, because this Talonflame really does not threaten me. No weakness, so it's not really going to affect us any. I am going to drop a Choice Band down onto this guy. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 is a Tapu Lele knockout. And I think that is going to be my play, because I can Guzma up the following turn as well, having the third copy in my hand. And we are just going to go for a retreat into our Gardevoir. Now, I do want to try and get some positioning here. Let's draw 1 additional card, see what I get. If it's curly, it's great. It's a Gardevoir. It's not really necessary at this point. I'm not going to play over anything. I can potentially get a rare candy on the next turn, which will be better than using up my Ultra Ball. I'm just going to go for the Infinite Force. This should knock out Tapu Lele, getting us 2 more cards into the advantage here. Boom and boom. Double Colorless Energy and Sycamore. Double Colorless Energy will go on to our second roll. It's easy, because if I do manage to get another one... Ooh, he has that Riolu in back. I want to get that up next. I want to keep my opponent from being able to set up Lucario, because Riolu is not Steel type, and that's the thing that I also meant. No, the first attack was Lucario. It was a Steel type that did not hit for weakness or resistance. Never mind. My opponent goes for a Sycamore here, and actually discards one of his own Lucario. to try and probably get an advantage here. He can attack. He fails on the Evosoda. What is going on? We see the Field Blower. He does neutralize my... He just neutralizes my Choice Band. He should have gone for the Float Stone. The Float Stone is way more important. That item doesn't mean anything right now. I'm going to take another 40, but I will be Guzmaing up the Riolu. And this gives me the opportunity to drop a double colorless energy onto my Ralts, giving me the opportunity to try and set up a second Gardevoir. We're in very good position here against this deck. We got the opportunity to set up, and we took it. He tried taking out my Gardevoir early game, and it was almost there. I think we lived on, what, 10? Yeah, we lived on 10. Unfortunately, without those double colorless energy, well, it doesn't work for Lucario. You need to have the double drop. But having to use both steel and colorless energy right now is very hard for him to keep up. We are going to get another Choice Band here. It doesn't really matter against you. We can hold off on that for now in case I want a Float Stone or something. But I am just going to simply Guzma. We are going to Guzma up this Riolu. We're going to stop him in his tracks from being able to attack with this thing. And we're going to go retreat into this guy. We're going to drop a double colorless energy down onto this Ralts. And I think at this point I have the ability to just go for a Kirlia, because then I can get on, I can go for an N or whatever I need on the following turn, because I'll be able to evolve into the second Gardevoir. And that's what I really need too. I really want to make sure I have that ability to go into a Gardevoir. So we are just going to go for an Infinite Force. I know it knocks him out, because it's been knocking everything else out in the game. There we go. So Riolu is gone. He cannot Evosoda that up again, so he will need another... Riolu in order to do much here. This Talonflame, though, is the only thing that's really been setting him up. Talonflame is a fantastic Pokemon, and will be leaving play next year, I believe. So we are going to see an end. Fantastic play on my opponent's part. Because I am now only going to have 2 cards. He will have a full fresh hand. I got a Sycamore. Oh, this is just nasty. We are going to see a Rescue Stretcher, though. Now, I have used 3 of my Guzma. I don't believe I have any more left in this deck, so his current Riolu is safe. I will have to actually tackle the Talonflame in the active position, but my opponent will have 2 Gardevoir pretty much to deal with at this point. He's just going to search for 2 additional cards. There he goes. Becomes an our turn. Do we get the Gardevoir? We get a Ralts. I actually am going to have to discard this Ralts. Here we go, Sycamore. Let's get that Gardevoir back, and we did. We got it back. Beautiful. But no Fairy Energy. That is the key thing here. We did not get a Fairy Energy, so unfortunately we have no way of getting those energies back in our hand. But I do have another Sycamore in play, so that is also fine. And if I really need to, I can always Artillery later. But I do just want to Infinity Force. This will force my opponent to go into that Riolu, and regardless of the situation, I should be able to take it out. Here's the Lucario. He should have a Steel Energy down. I'll take 50 and live on 10. I think he realizes now, unfortunately, the Lucario does not have the ability to keep up. He does need that double steel drop pretty much for fight alone, and I just kind of took him out from there. I don't need to worry about anything. We're just going to go for the Infinite Force. I keep saying Infinity Force. It's Infinite Force. I'm going to get another Fairy Energy from that. But this is always the best 2 of 3 game, guys. So if he manages to pull through here in game number 2, we'll be going into game number 3. He does have weakness on us. He does have weakness on us. Gotta remember that. Once he gets that fight alone going, if he can set it up, if he gets that opportunity to get more than 1 Riolu down and get some damage out there, Gardevoir will be weakened here. So we are going to see that my opponent is going for the coin toss once more. He should be allowed to take it. I'll probably give him first turn regardless. He gets to choose regardless. So that is always a benefit for him. This means he'll be able to evolve first. He's actually giving me turn 1. That is huge. I do get to play my my Vulpix, but I actually don't have an Ultra Ball or anything to get into my actual rhythm, which is a really bad point in this. So we do see a drop. He does have a Pokemon. No mulligans this time. Which is insane, because usually with a Lucario deck, you do see some sort of mulligan. I really just want to Ultra Ball into... I really don't want to do anything. I think I'm just going to end and potentially hope for a better hand on the following turn. Because this is not a great hand. I do get the bridge it for next turn. I'm going to be very slow here. Very slow. I'm going to drop a Remoraid. But that's it. I can't attack. I can't go for a Beacon. I can start going for those things on the following turn, and I do have Skyla in hand, so I can go for a Rare Candy. My opponent just drops a Floatstone down, goes for an Ultra Ball, and is probably going for a Riolu. We'll be looking for that Lucario on the following turn. It'll be interesting to see what supporter he goes for here. He does discard a Rescue Stretcher, so he does not have that opportunity to get those Pokemon back. But he does get that Steel Energy down, and this is where it's going to hurt, because the majority of my team is weak to this. We are going to see 10 damage. I'm alright with that. I'm okay with that. We get a Curlia here. So I'm going to bridge it. I'm going to go for 2 rolls. I'm going to go for 3 rolls, because that's all I have. Let's just drop this down here. I can Rare Candy up one of them next turn and get one into a Curlia, so we aren't really in that bad a position. All depends on my opponent's hand. Actually, I do want to get my Artillery. So yes, Artillery Gardevoir is our 2 plays here. I can actually just drop my hand pretty much, and we'll be golden, as long as we don't get end. My opponent has the ability to end. If he takes out my Alolan Vulpix, that is 100% fine by me. Because we'll be able to kind of come in here and do a lot of damage. If he just goes for that fight alone and does take out my Alolan Vulpix, he will take lead here, but that is actually 100% alright with me. I am going to go into my high damaging rolls, because I do have the ability to Rare Candy. I'm going to drop Floatstone. We'll drop this down. I'm going to evolve one of the back Curlia. We're going to go for a Skyla into Rare Candy. Now, I am trying to drop my hand, so I can potentially get a Fairy Energy. I desperately need a Fairy Energy. And I am just going to go... I will use the Rescue Stretcher, but I will actually use option 2 and shuffle it back into my deck. This way I do not have the Vulpix in my hand. It just goes back in, and I have a full fresh hand, potential of 5 energies. I need a Fairy Energy. We got one. We got 2, actually. So we're going to drop them both down, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, so I can actually knock out Lucario without any benefits, and I'm just going to start setting up the back Curlia as well. And we are going to go for Infinite Force, take out Lucario, and we are now in an advantage here. Again, we are tied for the matchup, but he's only got this Tapu Lele, and as long as I can get energy and keep this Guzma train going, we are going to be okay. My opponent does go for a Wonder Tag off of the second Tapu Lele, and unfortunately I don't see this matchup doing very well for him at this point, due to the fact that I do have one of these set up already. I hit for 3, 6, 9, 12, and if I get another double colorless energy, I can just focus on these Tapu Leles. Field Blower is going to get rid of my Choice Band. Does he get rid of the Floatstone? He does get rid of the Floatstone this time. That is 100% fine. I don't need it. I don't need it. He did Sycamore. Does he get any of his Riolu line? Is he in trouble? Are we in for a match, or are we in for a bounce? He goes for a Super Rod. Ooh. I don't like seeing that, because that means he had 2 Lucario in the discard pile. He does get them all back, which is great for him. And we are going to see a Choice Band onto the back Tapu Lele. My objective is to retreat into it. We get another Fairy Energy drop. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I really just want to... Let's start dropping some cards. Let's go for the Secret Spring on you. Because this way, if I get a double colorless energy, I can just start taking these things out. I'm going to Ultra Ball, going to remove these two and get Gardevoir. And if I get a double colorless energy, I'll be perfectly fine. Because I'll have two that can attack. I do not. Three, 6, 9, 12, 15. I can just drop the Fairy Energy onto here. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I don't knock these things out. That is a huge problem. 6, 9, 12, 15. I shouldn't have evolved you. We're going to put the energy over here. And I can Guzma on the following turn, which should be able to clean it up. I'm going to get a Nest Ball. I'm going to say pass. I'll drop the Alolan Vulpix. I don't have a problem with that. And I do have a Gardevoir in back for next turn. I'm just going to Infinite Force, or do I Twilight at this point? Because there is nothing really I need to worry about. There's really nothing I need to Twilight for. Let's just go for the Infinite Force. My opponent doesn't have a huge amount of problems, and now I can Guzma in. If he does decide to retreat out of this one, I can take it out next turn. But I might want to... I don't know how it's going to be. He's actually just going to Acid Roll it up, which is a beautiful play. He only has the one Pokemon now. He does go for a Wonder Tag here to keep himself in this game because he now sees he needs something. Just goes for a Guzma. And may see that the best play... Well, he can't go for much right now. Goes for a Float Stone onto that back Tapu Lele again, which is 100% fine. But this is the one I actually want in the active position. If he can't get a Steel Energy down, he's not going to be doing a whole lot. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. He's just retreating. I'm okay with this. Let's go for a Secret Spring. I'm going to put it on my active. If I can pull a Float Stone, I might actually put it on my Guardy. Ooh. Speaking about Float Stones, we're going to get rid of all of his items, which are just... This is just... It's punishment, is really what this is. 9, 12, 15. I can drop an energy down. And then I can also get a third energy onto my additional Gardevoir in the back. We are in very good position here. And we are just going to go for the Infinite Force. We can knock out Tapu Lele's now in one shot, which is absolutely crucial here. We get a Sycamore, we get a Ralts, we get that last Ralts we need. But my opponent is in such a terrible position. Float Stone onto the Tapu Lele, goes for a Guzma into my Octillery, but that is going to be game. I can't pick one of his Pokemon. That's the weakness to Guzma. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna Sycamore, and we are gonna get that double colorless energy though, and that is gonna wrap up this game. So we'll be able to retreat out into our Gardevoir, and this will be GG. So I will say the same thing to him like he did before, GG. And unfortunately, that is going to be match number 2. Sad to say. But that is the power of Gardevoir. We were able to stop our opponent from being able to use Lucario. In the second match, he got one Lucario and that was all. He did not get the draws that he needed. We didn't get a good start, but we were able to explode. Turn 2 and just completely dominate at that point. We had the opportunity now to get 3 Gardevoir down with a rare candy Gardevoir in the back, 2 Tapu Leles. I had a second Octillery. I had all sorts of utility coming for us. I really like this Gardevoir deck. Now, this should be the end of Gardevoir, but again, kudos to Primal Lugia. Link to his, I think it'll be his YouTube, will be in the description and below. So you guys gotta check him out. And of course, if you guys are brand new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. You guys come back out on the regular and just watch the videos. I don't care if you like them or not, just watch the videos. It's more than enough for me. But that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, time out.